What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the show. I'm Timmy Foodie, and this is my awesome sesame prawn on toast. Now, this took me years to master, and I think I finally worked it out. So, what we're going to need is some raw prawns that have been frozen and just defrosted is fine. Then I've got some nice sourdough there. The choice of bread is up to you, but I think sourdough works best. You want to let it, slice it and let it dry out a bit. If it hasn't quite dried out enough, you can kind of dry it in a toaster just on a really low heat for a bit. You want a little bit of dryness just to help, really. And then that's a bit of egg white. That's just 2 egg whites there. Then we've got a little mix of flavours. So we've got some white pepper, black pepper, some togarashi pepper, a little bit of sushi seasoning or rice vinegar, something like that. We've got some sesame oil, some sesame seeds, and a little bit of panela sugar as well, just to sweeten it a touch. And that's basically it. It's super simple. So obviously we'll need a nice food processor like that. But if you've not got one of those, a stick blender might work, but you might have to get a bit creative with that and how you do it. But so prawns in the food processor. Good pinch of nice sea salt there. That's a good Maldon salt. Then we're going to do a little sprinkle of all the flavours, really. So a little bit of white pepper, just like half a teaspoon of that, I suppose. A little dash of the togarashi chili pepper. We don't really want it to be spicy. It just adds a nice little zing to it, really. A good few grates of freshly ground black pepper is good as well. Then a little splash of the sushi seasoning. It's kind of like sweetened vinegar, essentially. So probably about a teaspoon's worth went in there, I suppose. But the quantity, it depends how many prawns you're using, really. That's probably about 500 grams of prawns in there, I suppose. So, and then next up, the sesame oil. You don't want too much. It's a really strong flavour. So I think I put 6 drops in there or 7 drops or something like that. So you don't really want to go too strong with it. And then we'll just dump in the 2 egg whites there as well. The egg whites are really important to this. It helps with the texture. So then close up the lid on the food processor and give that a good whiz up. Now we want this to go for quite a while. We want it into quite a smooth paste. Some people like a bit of texture in it, but I honestly feel like this works better. And I've tried it a million different ways, and this seems to work for me. So I've put a few breadcrumbs in, probably about a tablespoon in the end. I put in, I suppose, roughly speaking. I've just put pinching it in gradually until the consistency looks about right. And then I just sort of pulse it a few times and blitz it again. And what you want is the egg white to react and start puffing up the mixture, almost like how if you whisk egg whites, it kind of puffs up it like a meringue kind of vibe. So you want it to kind of have that reaction with kind of when it binds with the proteins in the prawns. So you just keep going, and then when you get it out, can you see there? It's got like a kind of almost like jelly-ish spring to it almost. It's really weird, really light and fluffy and kind of puffy. It's a really weird texture. Once it's like that, you know that's right, and that's going to give you this really nice snap and then when you bite into it, once it's cooked, it's really nice kind of pop, and it's just super nice. So then what we're going to do right now is just get our slices of bread and just kind of evenly spread the mixture over it, and kind of tidy up the sides as you go. And as you can see there, the quantity of it really depends on, again, how much you're doing, how much you want to make, if you want to use up all the mixture. But this makes a great dumpling mixture as well, so you can use it for many different things. So just keep going, repeat the process through all the slices of bread. You will find as you go along, you'll start putting more and more mixture on it. So then you'll have to go back and kind of balance it out a bit. So in the end, I ended up with a shitload on all of them, because I just thought, fuck it, why not? Let's see what happens. So, I just kind of kept going back across all of them and just spreading that mixture out. So it was kind of evenly balanced across all of them. But there was quite a bit. I mean, it was at least 2 centimetres, half an inch, something like that, kind of deep. And then I just went over with a spoon at the end and just kind of smoothed it all out a little bit, tidied up the edges so nothing was kind of overhanging, rubbed it along by the bread and stuff just to keep it kind of neat. And that's kind of it, really. We'll just get the sesame seeds on top now. Now, you can do what I did with that, with some in the hand and just gently sprinkle it on, but I'll be honest, I got a bit bored with that, so I just got out the pack and just started, sprinkling it over, just so you want a nice even coating of sesame seeds on everything. So as you can see there, I'm just sort of balancing my hand behind it just to stop them kind of falling out everywhere as well. So just repeat that over all of them so there's a nice even coating of sesame seeds across everything. And that's basically it. We'll just pop it on a plate, get it in the fridge for about an hour just to chill down. You can leave it in there overnight. You know, this is a really good thing to prep before your, you know, dinner party or whatever. But at least an hour in the fridge just so it sort of settles down and solidifies. And then I've just fried that in a nice peanut oil essentially. But the sort of oil is up to you. I quite like a peanut oil for this, like a refined peanut oil. But and just on a quite a high heat, get it moving around, you know, splash a bit of oil up it. I mean, I'm kind of semi-deep, shallow frying it kind of thing because I had, you know, different sort of pan. And then actually I ended up putting it in the oven on about 180 degrees for about 15, 20 minutes, and they just puffed up like this, which is just perfect, just to finish off cooking that prawn mixer, just to make sure it was all cooked. And as you can see there, it's got a nice springy kind of bitiness to it, and it's just perfectly cooked and just slightly sweet and just you know, the nice crunch from the sourdough and the real beautiful flavour from the sesame seeds, and it's just awesome. And then I actually served it with a little homemade sweet and sour sauce, which is just sweet chili sauce and a bit of vinegar, just cooked down together for a while, and that's basically it. Super tasty. And then for some reason the camera stopped recording at this point, so I don't have a nice sexy pour of the sweet and sour sauce that I made. So I've just put a little static shot of the end where I drizzled the sauce. So as you can see, I mean, it is so good, and you can just serve it with a beautiful like stir fry and some rice on the side, something like that. So there's some more videos here. There's a stir fry recipe there that this goes really well with. Give it a go, let me know how it goes, and we'll be back with another video soon.